Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Radical Geek live stream. Give me a thumbs up if this is working for you, because I had a couple errors here. So I'm not 100% that we are actually live, although it says we are, and that I have audio, so crossing our fingers. I know, I didn't have a countdown or nothing. I just made it. Hello, Carrie. Hey, good to see you, and Carrie, and Attila. Let's see, I don't know who we'll have tonight because a lot of people are cruising. Hey, Rickwin and Busy Bee, nice to see you. So, oh good, I'm glad everything is normal. I'm also super tired, so mistakes could happen, but we'll talk about that. So, here's what I have tonight. Let's see if good brewing can make this taste good. I know, why would I buy this? It's the Starbucks Dark Roast 100% Arabica French roast. So it's really dark, but it's Starbucks coffee, and traditionally I haven't liked it. I feel that it's over roasted, so it gets bitters real easy. Oh, and thanks, Rickwin, for the reminder. I hit the thumbs up button. That helps out a lot. Oh, there probably is background noise because animals have been running around, and also I was just heating water. The microphone seems extra sensitive today, so I know. But this coffee had a manufacturer's rebate, and then a BJ's coupon, and then I had a coupon for a couple dollars off my whole grocery order. So as much as I love my bougie coffee, sometimes just having coffee and saving the dollars overrides, and so that's what this coffee. That's why we have this coffee. So I have to admit, it has like that nice coffee smell, except for that then even right out of the bag, the beans have like a tart, astringency to it. So, but let's hopefully. I went ahead and did our regular 3 grind for our V60, you know, my old reliable, the coffee that I like to roast, the coffee brewer I like to use the most. So let's see. And I've prepped the filter appropriately with some hot water to get the permeation going. So let's find out if a good brew with a lower temperature than they use at a Starbucks, because that's actually an American thing where we have conditioned ourselves to think that the hotter the coffee is, the better it is, and if it doesn't like sear your lips off at the cafes, then it's not done right. But actually that's almost always way too hot for brewing. We had I've got my water holding at 195, and so it is a lower temperature, and we will follow our tried and true proper brewing methods, make our little divot, and we'll go ahead and do a bloom right into the middle, a little swirl, just enough to saturate these grounds, and then we'll let it sit. Hey Mike Sandy, nice to see you. And let me just bring this here. Alright, so we keep our water at temperature. So, like I said, we want to just let it sit here and give it a proper, we're giving it the, the gold treatment to see if we can make this a better coffee. So, oh yeah, and Attila is bringing up one of my favorite things about the McDonald's. They learned about their hot coffee, only they really haven't. If you buy coffee there, it is still like broiling hot. But you know that internet story where they talk about the lady who got burned by the McDonald's coffee and sued them and won, and people keep saying that she was ridiculous, but actually she wasn't. If you watch down the breakdowns, they explain why her complaint was not ridiculous. It was actually the extremeness of the heated coffee, well beyond what would have been a reasonable, normal expectation. Hey Marion, good to see you guys. So, and thanks Carrie for the likes. So, while this blooms, let's give it another 30 seconds or so. Yes, so I said my camping recap. And let me tell you guys, I am so tired, but at the same time, mentally, I am invigorated because I know I've been telling you guys that it's been really stressful, and that's been like the theme for a while. Stress, 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 stress. I went up north. I went camping with a bunch of my friends. So, yeah, and basically the first night, I was worried that because I'm one of the organizers that there was going to be some pressure for us to have things to do and be more entertaining. But as people arrived, a lot of people were like, "Hey, what are we doing tonight?" And I said, "Well, how about a bonfire or and a coffee social, and let's just relax tonight. We get everybody all set up and just kind of spend some time together and commune." And everybody was like, "Oh, thank goodness, because I am tired and the drive up here was long." And so it was sort of like a very kismet, for lack of a better word. Everyone was sort of on the same wavelength, and it was really, so that was great. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Rickwin says they always find Starbucks coffee tastes rather burned. It's actually not your tongue. That is a very frequent thing, and that goes back to what I was saying about having too hot of a brewing temperature. But also, they fast and hot roast their beans. Their beans are actually a high quality bean, so in a way, it's all their roasting method that makes it taste bad. And it's meant to be an American preference, which is why Starbucks coffee is super popular in the United States. It leans bitter and strong, whereas like a Vietnamese coffee is still super, super strong, but because they use Robusto, it balances by being a mellower, nuttier flavor. Oh, and Carrie says he didn't know about the McDonald's coffee being that hot. Yeah, it was quite an interesting story. I'll have to send you the story about it a little bit. And also don't worry about if you're not feeling mentally here, though. Everybody has those out of it days. That's been me all weekend. I even told people yesterday morning, I was like, man, you guys are just going to have to keep me on my toes. I'm not firing on all cylinders. And let's see. So, all right, we're ready to get this brewing. My water. And you know the drill, right in the center, and then we're going to swirl it around and around until we fill it to the top. Let it sit for a minute, and then open it up so it can start the drawdown. If you haven't been here for a lot of coffee brews, drawdown is simply the process of the water dripping through the coffee. All right, got her good and full there. So, oh, exchange student too. By the way, always a pleasure to see you. And your daughter's coming in. I'm gonna try something new. Trying a Japanese food truck. 3 meat hibachi and Japanese fried chicken is in the DoorDash cart. Wow, that sounds amazing. This morning we were cooking sausage in the cast iron, and we were talking about the delights of Korean fried chicken. It's not something that I can really have while being keto anymore, but yeah, it was a great thing to think about and to try. But and I don't quite got a keto recipe for Korean fried chicken. It just doesn't quite work out yet. Oh, Busy Bee got sent home with loads of pork belly, burnt ends, brisket, poppers, and devil's eggs, and coleslaw from the Parker Palace. Yeah. So, Renee, how was it? I was just like, I saw you guys, and even though I was having a glorious time, I was so jealous. I'm like, if I just need 3 clones so I can go to all the places I want to be at one time. No, Dyson's saying hello, except for he's just barking hysterically at something. So, I don't know. Fan's going pretty hard. But let's see. Just trying to catch up. So, yeah. But, yeah, everything looked amazing. And it was so nice to see everybody there. Let's see. But, yeah, because this weekend, in addition to my camping trip and everybody at the meetup and getting ready for the cruise, I see that Gigi's here has joined us. Good evening. But also a bunch of my friends were at a convention up north in the Cleveland direction, Colossal Con, partying it up. So that sounded fun because they were like texting from the hot tub and texting from the water park and texting from all over the convention, and like, dang, my camping trip was definitely exactly what I needed. And of course everybody wanted to meet the beach hounds. That's because they are amazing. All right, I'm going to start the drawdown because I don't know how long we'll last on the live stream, because literally I could go lay down and go to bed right now. But I won't, of course, because I'm also, I don't know, I'm going through a hungry phase. Like, I cannot eat enough food, even though I know that it's way more than usual. I find that every so often that happens. I don't know about you guys. You all right there, pal? He's coughing. I don't know what that's about. He also doesn't like the Starbucks coffee smell. I'm also super thirsty. That might just be from my adventure today. We'll talk about that again in a bit too. So, what I have here is a pound of pork sausage. You do you for this recipe. Whatever you like. This is just regular pork sausage, because normally I would have pulled some pork from the freezer, given it a ground with my seasoning blend, but after my adventure today, I actually had to say, like, hey, I just got to get home. Somebody please run to the grocery and just buy some sausage. I don't even care if it's perfect or dirty or what. And thankfully, Attila and my child did that. So, yay. So they are responsible for us having a nice recipe today. So your sausage, any kind that you like. From here, you don't have to do anything else to the sausage if you don't want to. But, hey Visual Keto, long time no see. I am going to add things. And salt, smoked salt in fact, because we're not smoking them outside. I'm cooking them in the air fryer. This is an easy peasy little tiny meal or appetizer recipe. Really, it's supposed to be appetizers for a party, but we're just going to eat them because we like pork sausage. To that, and I apologize that it's not in the description yet. I promise to, in the comments tomorrow morning, not tonight, I will go to the comments and I will post the recipe for the sausage balls. But I've got half a cup of shredded, I used Colby Jack. Use whatever cheese you want. I shouldn't say whatever you want, because if you used a heavy aged cheese, it might get too greasy and it might not hold together. But I've got Colby Jack because that's a great general cheese, and we had a fair bit of it. Shredded cheese. Oh, and Carrie said he wanted to see that because we were smoking the salt. But not that kind of smoke. So I have 1 ounce of very soft cream cheese. Sure. This is kind of like meatballs almost, isn't it? And 1 egg. Because I don't know. I always think that if these are, I should just wash my hand. We're going to use a paper towel for that real quick. Alright, so the other thing I'm going to add is I have some hatch chili flakes. So and they're in a grinder. So I'm going to, oh, some just fell right out of there. Alright. We'll just grind a little bit more to taste. These are hatch chilies. And the way they're roasted, they were a little spicier than original, than what normally hatch chilies are. I don't know. Hooray for them coming out spicy. I just put a little shake in there for flavor. Now the last ingredient I have is ground up pork rinds. I used pork rinds today because that's what I felt like having. There are recipes where you can use almond flour. It's a 1-for-1. I've got about 3/4 of a cup, and it would be the same thing whether you used almond flour or pork rinds. Now, if you used coconut flour, you would use only a 1/4 cup because it would absorb a lot, and if you put too much and absorb too much of the oils and liquids from the sausage balls, they won't come together proper. So there we go, pork rind crumbs. And then here's the secret ingredient, is baking powder. We're gonna put 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder right into those. So the reason you do that is because the baking powder gives them that proper spongy sort of texture that you got with sausage balls at like parties, because those always had a flour in it or bread. So usually a flour. So if you ever had sausage balls before you had to go gluten-free or a ketogenic diet or low carb it, that's what sausage balls had in it, was either a bread mixture or or just your AP flour. So this way they're meatier. I'm sorry guys, I've also been really thirsty. So my coffee, I mean, it actually looks pretty good. It's still kind of tart smelling. So, you know, were we gonna magically make coffee that generally is pretty bad amazing? No, but the goal here was to make it something palatable and worth saving the 12 or 13 bucks that I saved, which is important. That's a significant amount of savings. But it came out the right color. The smell and that astringency did mellow, so that's a good thing. Oh, Renee, you got some duck eggs at the market yesterday. Oh, and it's amazing how clear the whites are and how tasty the yolks are. Yeah, I also find that they're just like a bit sturdier in texture. I'm not partial to duck eggs, but I do enjoy them. But they're a nice to have treat once in a while. I find that I don't know that I would care for them on the regular, but I do like them as special treats, especially on top of my soups. I think that they're fantastic that way. I said but actually it was like, thank goodness that I really want a cup of coffee. So, and it's just still very much hitting that coffee that I've been dying for, but it is definitely on the sour side, and not like sour when you brew it improperly, just a little bit of a more than average sour than you would normally get from a coffee. You know, I don't have everything convenient, but you know how this might taste really good? We've made the disco coffees, you know, the one with the lemon and the soda water, or seltzer rather. That might play off that acidic drink for a little bit better. Maybe we'll try that. Do you guys want to try that next week? Maybe. It is hot. Might be good iced. I don't know. Ice might bring out the acidity more. Carrie, I will drink all the coffee for you so you don't ever have to have any. No worries. Anyway, so we've got this here. You know what? I don't want sausage in my fingernails because that's a pain in the ass to scrub out. But let's just get in here with our hands and mix them up. And the other thing I've got here is my tray. It's the air fryer tray. It's just got tin foil. You might want to put parchment down, or I smear the thinnest layer of butter so it doesn't stick. Yeah, even though it's big fat greasy sausage, sometimes it'll stick, which is ridiculous to me. Anyway, it's just like a meatloaf. Get in there and squish it up. If you're squeamish about touching meat, use your spatula and it'll be fine. You're looking to get that baking powder good and incorporated. So, the seasonings smell nice. I like the way sausage smells. Oh, I'm glad that you don't miss it anymore, Carrie. I know that at first it probably was kind of hard, but I bet since you felt so much better when you found out that you were having intolerances, that it made it easier not to miss it so much because you were feeling healthier. So, anyways, this weekend when we were camping, we basically just sat around and chatted on Friday night. So, oh, gloved up because I'm a doctor. Maybe, but in this case, I appreciate the humor, that's for sure. But in this case, it was definitely just that I don't like meat under my fingernails. Which I know, you can just scrub it out, but I still have to wash my hands even if you wear gloves. But at least I don't have to scrape meat gunk out from under them. It's one thing to touch chunky meat that doesn't get everywhere, but finely ground fat, I don't know, it's unpleasant. But it is delicious. It's unpleasant to get in your fingernails, but delicious to eat. So you just want to make sure everything is super nicely incorporated. You don't want lumps of any of the ingredients. Obviously you're going to have flakes of cheese. That's just how it goes. So then we're just going to take our and make our balls. So there you go. And I don't know that I have enough room on the tray for all of these. So we might put it in the fridge and make some more in the morning, or fry it up like an interesting patty. Who knows? I got no big deal here. Let's see. Carrie says he has a lot more energy because he's been doing some good sleep practices to help with that. I'm glad to hear that. So you've been sleeping better. So, anyways, what else has everybody been up to? I know. It's been meet up and cruise is all I've really heard about lately. So that's why I was curious as to us non-cruisers, what you up to. The other thing that I've been trying to do, well, I don't know about trying. Trying seems like an unfair thing to say. I got the new Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom, and there's so much to do. And since I've been busy, I haven't got very far. But obviously, I am going to get all the value out of it because there is so much. And I'm good at board games and not as great at video games, even though I love them. So it'll take me twice as long as your average video gamer. But there's going to be a lot of hours on the Nintendo Switch. So, and I will say, it's every bit as glorious as people said it was. So, let's see. What else did we do? So, Saturday, we had a pool party in the afternoon. In the morning, everybody was still kind of low-key and tired, but we all had breakfast, and I made, of course, my big pot of coffee. And we had coffee. Like I said, we sat in the pool for a long time in the afternoon. It was glorious. We just all kind of did our own thing for dinner, and I had taken some giant smoked burgers. Can I just tell you, since they were smoked and I was just heating them up, they were freaking delicious, and people were envious of my burgers. So, but one person did like some super cool thing, because we had a campfire ring, and they brought with them like tinfoil packages with their foods inside, and basically they just throw the big tinfoil packet right into the fire pit, let it cook, and then fished it out with a couple of the hot dog sticks, let it cool down, and boom, instant meal. And I was like, that was super creative. Really very simple, and I hadn't thought about it in years. That's like old-fashioned camping techniques, and that was great. Oh, Mike, your mental roof saga is finally nearing the finish line. I bet it's been a drain. Plus, it's been like, I don't know, so humid, so I know you've got to have been sweating up a storm with all of that roofing work. I feel like I should maybe try and like shake a leg on this, but I'm just not. Either we'll finish really early, or will last a little longer because I'm just taking my own sweet time due to being sleepy. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Renee says she loves tinfoil packet cooking when camping. So good. It tastes better just being outdoors. Yeah, I don't know. For me, the best part was just the company. It was just glorious. And our group wasn't exclusive to the campground, which was fine, but we knew lots of the other campers. And so it was also nice because the minute I arrived, they're like, whoa, what are you doing here? And I was like, well, it's our weekend. They're like, oh yeah, I forgot. I was going to register, but I already camp here. So I told them, I was like, it really didn't make a huge difference. All it meant was that they couldn't drink my water and coffee because that was paid for by attendees. So seems fair to me. Well, and shared foods because we did order lunch meats and stuff for, I say order by, I sent someone to the grocery store to buy it. Let's see. Carrie says the ashes must have been ground to have smoked burgers. Let's see. Sharon mentions they agree that cooking outdoors is always best. It's not always feasible though, but yeah, I agree. There's just something about it. But we had that. Then the campground later in the evening had a comedy show. So there were 3 comedians. They were all local area comedians. And I'll tell you, I didn't have high expectations, but they were very funny. So I did a lot of laughing. And so a comedy show, a swim party, it was just lovely. And as it turns out, big surprise, a lot of us are cooking enthusiasts, so we spent a long time. Plus, a lot of us were nerdy in our own behalf, so we spent a fair amount of time talking about our Magic the Gathering stuff, but none of us brought any of it, so we couldn't play, which was good because I feel like that would have detracted from the chillaxation, for lack of better words. So that was the main thing. So this morning we got up and we were tearing down. A couple of the campers pulled out their cast iron pan and they made sausages and eggs. So I'm getting my sausage quota today. But while we tore down, they cooked that up. It was a delightful way to say goodbye to everybody. We all helped each other tear down, so it was really smooth and easy. It's the best time. I really hope that a few more people get to come next year. Sometimes I worry about it because I feel like there's as if just being a relaxing kind of weekend that you pay to go do is like a letdown due to the lack of activity, which is, I don't know, that's just me getting in my own head, because literally that's the one thing that everybody said. I love that we weren't so busy, that we actually had time to connect and talk and reconnect if it's been a while since we talked to each other, meet a couple new people. So it was only just me in my getting in my head. And you know what a dumbass, I didn't preheat the air fryer, so part of me is second. Let me put this dirty bowl away and turn that on. The air fryer is going at 400 for 14 minutes, so we'll let that preheat. Get some soap on here. Scrub down this little spot here that got dirty. I have my bleach wipes in the other room on the shelf, so where we'll bleach after the live stream. So just so you know, it is the internet, so inevitably somebody would say like, oh, you only wiped a little bit of your counter. But no, we'll wipe the whole counter down. We don't gotta do it right this second. We don't have to be crazy. Well, okay, crazy is is a spectrum in this household, I suppose. So, and Renee says she's asking if you can eat too much egg salad, and I'm going to say nope. And I think the idea of mashing up a large aluminum pan full of deviled eggs and turning it into egg salad is an excellent, delightful meal prep. Let's see. Oh, and Sharon said that they made Heath use a timer when he cooked the eggs because we wanted them to stay white. Let's see. Oh, and Renee says a lot of them were a little bit brown, but they still tasted good. Hey, that's all that matters then. Oh, Exchange Chicken 2 had taco meat made with siete seasoning, and their stomach has been gurgly. I don't know what's in the siete seasoning, but yeah, what a bummer, right? Because it probably tasted good. The good news is that the coffee is not undrinkable. I don't have to alter it. I can still drink it, but it's definitely not my favorite. So maybe saving the money wasn't as great an idea as I was thinking it might be. But we're not without hope. That's what a little bit of lemon juice and seltzer in there to disco pony eyes it. We'll find out. Let's see. Carrie said he's been eating a lot of eggs and liver and some bologna and mackerel. I had raspberry cheesecake keto chow today. I really love that raspberry cheesecake keto chow. We don't have it very often, but it is very good. So, all right. So what happened next? Yeah. So, anyways, after we tear down, we get everything. My vehicle is loaded. My beautiful, lovely FJ Cruiser, and part ways home, in the middle of nowhere, my vehicle decides it's time to overheat. So, let me just tell you, I am in rural Ohio, in very, very, very rural Ohio with my overheated truck. I was none too pleased. So, but we do have AAA. I was able to call AAA. I tried to call Attila because I was kind of like, emotional. And so just like to rub salt in the wound, it went to voicemail, and it was the Google Voice, and sometimes the Google Voice is weird, and it said it was on Do Not Disturb, so I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? But AAA was already coming, and some people in a truck showed up, and they were like, hey, you need some help? So, and then by then, AAA, basically, they said, oh, you need to get it serviced because looks like your antifreeze was low, and they put that in there. We let it rest for a little bit. I got it started back up. I got to the next township. I was worried that it was getting hot, so I went inside and hung around a little bit. And then everything's fine. In fact, by the time I got home, even though the AC in my vehicle had gone out, which now I'm wondering if somehow the two things that make the car cooler went out is related. It shouldn't be, but it's awfully weird and coincidental. So, we'll see. But that was quite the adventure. So by the time I got home, I was like, I'm done with this BS. I don't want nothing else. And so here we are. It's sausage balls, tart coffee, and thankfully, I am so glad that there are a few of you here because the company is lovely. And now we can sit these in to cook. All right, 15 minutes and we'll have sausage balls. So, yeah. Oh, thanks, Carrie. I'm glad that. Thank you for that. And I'll say the good news is that it's a 2007 vehicle, so stuff is going to go wrong. It's just a normal progression. But it's a Toyota, so we'll invest a couple dollars in it, and she'll be right as rain again. So let's see. Oh, Marion says once a month she goes to a group dinner and discussion, and one of the members, pastry chef, tried making a keto dessert. We asked for the recipe because it was for a first trial. It's amazing. Does that make you super excited but also concerned at the same time? That's always my response because I'm like, oh, do they really know? Because that was too tasty. Yeah. I think a professional pastry chef, they usually know some pretty awesome things. That was one of the things that came up during the discussion, and now for the life of me, I cannot remember what it was that we said. We were talking about something, and I said, ooh, you know what? That would be great as a brie topping, to put it on. But I don't remember what it was we were saying, and I actually have a small wheel of brie. Like, we could totally do that next week if I remember what we were putting on it. Go figure. Oh, Visual Keto is having a root beer float ice cream. Keto Chow root beer float ice cream. Fresh from the winter. Nice. I haven't used my compressor machine in a long time because we had the creamy. But I've been thinking I might pull it out again. It's definitely not the same texture, but I'm not sure that I mind because it was like a big soft serve and it made a larger quantity. And really the main thing is that I'm looking for something refreshing. Pardon me, guys. I'm going to go off here most of the way. Sorry, I just need some more water. I am very thirsty today. So that also, I know, I'm sorry that you're just looking at my kitchen. Oh, but, all right, there we go. It's not like I was far. Oh, Carrie says it was nothing because the debris was everywhere. I like that joke about the factory. About the factory that had an explosion. There was nothing left but debris. The cheese factory, that's what it was. So, anyways, oh, and Renee said Shauna made what seemed like 20 different flavors of Keto Chow fudge. Folks seem to love that as well. It was cool to see everyone just coming together and be so comfortable together. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I think Shelly and Heath actually last year for Keto Palooza brought some Texas-shaped fudge. Not the Texas fudge that's like that egg and cheese dish. I mean, they made the Keto Chow fudge, but they put it in that little Texas mold so that they were in little Texas shapes. And I ate a couple pieces of that because they were so tasty. And it was a little bit sweeter than I'm used to having at home, but I wasn't sad about it at all. I thought it was very tasty. I like that Keto Chow fudge, although I never make it myself, and I feel like I probably should because everyone tells me it's not hard. So, yes, tell us, Renee, how many people were at the meetup? It looked hopping. So, I knew Sharon was there because I saw his awesome new picture. That gave me such a laugh. So, it's been a weekend. Like I said, it was all really, really good. I'll admit that while I brought a lot of things in from the vehicle, I have a bench that I took that I didn't bring in, and I haven't unloaded any of the camp chairs or the tent. I just threw that. It's just sitting in the back of the truck, and it's going to stay there till tomorrow. Done. D-O-N-E, 100%. Oh, and Marion says, that the pastry chef went through the ingredients and it was clean and kind of an almond cookie crust with a chocolate mousse and a crumbled brownie on top. Wow, that sounds fantastic. I do like chocolate mousse. We'll have to try that. Oh, and Sharon says that you guys estimate that it was about 75 people. Holy cow, that's a lot of people. But yeah, I'm interested in that chocolate mousse with the almond cookie crust. That definitely captured my attention. So let's see. Yeah, lots of non-YouTubers as well as lots of YouTubers. Yep. Yeah, that's how our meetups have generally gone. So I'm looking forward to it. I know that, yeah, I agree with Rick when said Shelly was on cloud 9. I know a lot of people, I know Shelly was really happy, but let me just tell you, as important as it is for Shelly and Heath to be happy, I'll just tell you the community was super happy for them and how generous they were. That's a lot of stuff to put on, and it's a lot to have in your home. even if you have a really big home, that's a lot of people, and they fed everybody. And I know people pitched in and stuff, but yeah, that's tremendous. It's a kudos to them. They get like the superstar award of the month for being extra amazing host. So, and I know they were happy to share their foods at home, but that doesn't mean we don't need to be grateful for it. I was very kind. So, you know, I don't know what the right words are to say, but yeah, I mean it's the same thing. I think it's important that we say our thanks for people when they're generous. So let's see. Oh, you got to meet the two cool kids, Keto and their boys. You know, we don't get to see them too often anymore, so yeah, that sounds nice. So that was all of my camping adventure. And I don't have anything else. Let's see. What did we do the weekend before? We did, oh yeah, so the weekend before, did I tell you guys about MarCon? No, because we didn't have the live stream on Sunday. So we had an awesome MarCon, which is the Multiple Alternative Realities Convention. It's a sci-fi convention. These sausage balls. They're looking nice. They're looking like sausage balls, as they should be. Oh, Marion says when she gets the recipe, she'll let us know. He used to be a pastry chef at one of those top restaurants in New York City. Oh, well, like I said, color me envious, because I love me some chocolate mousse, and I don't have any almond issues, so it sounds like a real winner to me. So, oh, let me see. Oh yeah, so I was telling you about the MarCon, the convention. It's a sci-fi convention, but it's a real small convention, so like about 600 people. So you really get a chance to see people, and when you go to the panels and stuff, they're not like jammed to the gills. Like when I go to Gen Con, if you go to a panel, it's only going to be a few people that get to actually speak because there's, you know, 150 people crammed into the panels. At MarCon, you had like 15 to 20 people in the crowded ones and 10 to 12 in the others. So you could ask questions when you wanted to ask questions or participate any way you wanted. They also had a con suite with a lot of snacks and tables where you could sit and chat with your other con-going friends. And they had Coke Zero, so yes, I indulged and had me a diet soda. I was very pleased. So, but we have our cosplay guild that goes there, and they were all present, so we got to hang out and connect. And something happened at the convention, so their cosplay staff had to not come on time, and so we jumped in as a cosplay guild and managed to pull off a cosplay meetup and miniature contest and shook down all the vendors so that we had like some meager little prizes for people. So I thought that for something that we did on the fly, it was pretty darn impressive. So let's see, it's telling me to flip things, so let's take it out and give them a quick flip with some tongs. So just kind of turn them over so that they can get in the grease and then brown on both sides. Gave that one a 360 flip. Whoops. All right. But yeah, as you can see, these are super easy peasy. It was like no real effort, so they're great for a day like today when everybody is like super worn down. So I'll tell you, while I was gone, the lawn and like weeding got done, some extra landscaping, everything. Yeah, I came home and you know, the kitchen was all tidied up extra for us for the live stream. So even like the dishwasher was empty, so tonight, you know, we don't have to do dishes twice. So kudos to the family here. doing all the hard work. Let's see. There we go. So, some other things you can do. Ooh, that's too warm. Let's see. I lost track here. Let's see. Met the 2 kids keto. Sharing of the recipe. I'm trying to catch up and say like, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Sharon gave her her own shoe wings. Also, you don't have boots, so you might have to get creative. You know what? They should still lace on to the top of like the sneaker laces, just near the top 2 holes. I was going to show you on my sneakers, and I'm like, oh, I'm wearing my dirty rainbow sandals, so never mind. But they should fit on that. Carrie says I need tomatoes to catch up. Something like, but you know what? For the sausage balls, I did get myself a little bit of barbecue sauce to go with it. Nothing fancy, it's just your standard barbecue sauce. And if you don't know how to make barbecue sauce, listen, this is the kind of time when, screw it, you just buy some. I know they're dirty, but whatever. You can't be beautiful, perfect 100% of the time. Sometimes you just need things. There's a little Dyson for you all. And Exchange Student 2 is asking if I planted a garden, and the answer is not a whole much this year, because this is a rotation of the dirt year, so we need to add fertilizers and let the ground add different nutrients to replenish it. So this is our off year for our raised planters and the side yard. I do have herbs and peppers, but they're not planted outside yet because we had some efforts and work that needed to be done in the area. But they're all here in plants and growing like wildfire. So they're hanging out. They're just it's an indoor garden of sorts, but only they're still in their temporary pots because they need to be moved outside. I'm hoping to do that this week on like Tuesday-ish. So. Oh, and Renee says she has some solid black New Balance sneakers that she might try them on. That sounds nice. New Balance, that's the ones. Those are the ones that everybody loved for a really long time, and for whatever reason, they didn't fit my feet. Like because of the extra wide toe bed that's like benefit to like everybody else. It was too wide, and because my feet are weirdly small, the arch was too far forward. But I know so many people who fit. I mean, New Balance is just exactly beautiful, perfect for their feet. So I'm really glad that they started making those, because regular sneakers were definitely not cutting it. I'm hoping to try out some Hokas, but my concern there is because people keep saying it feels like walking on pillows. I struggle with that kind of extra cushiony feel because of the lack of feeling I have left over from the strokes, where I don't have full mobility in my right side, and I worry that it will not be as comfortable, or that I might have struggle with cadence or walking. But I haven't tried them, so you don't know if you don't try it out. So I have high hopes. I'm hoping because they are so highly recommended. So, interesting stuff. Oh, and Renee says she doesn't wear the New Balance on the daily, but you have one model that they like. Yeah, that's not unusual, you know, that we have our personal favorites. So, yep. Oh, you guys, 7 seconds. Who is ready for sausage balls? So, let's get them. All right. Oh, they look great. They're obviously too hot for me to just eat one right off the bat, but we can. What do I do? Oh, there they are. I lost the tongs for a minute. Oh, Exchange Student 2 needs some new tennis shoes. And Renee says the Hoka has evolved quite a bit as far as that marshmallow feel. So try the kid sizes because the toe box is wider, but the toe box is wider on them. Yeah, I do. That might be okay though in the kid sizes because that was my problem with the Keen was in adult sizes. Again, for some reason the arch is too far forward and the wider toe box, but this kids pair has really been awesome. So I think I'm gonna try some more kid shoes. I'm gonna bring one up to the camera and hopefully I don't drop it on the ground because that would suck. Although Dyson would be super happy so that you can see the coloring on these. So here it comes. Let's see. Hopefully I'm in the camera. I think that's what it looks like. So that is the sausage balls. And these are just fantastic to take, again, like to parties. And I just think, I know that they've been around for like hundreds of years and everybody takes sausage balls, but nobody, but like they go away for periodically and we stop and we forget about them. So I just thought, you know, bring out the old favorite while we're having a tired day. Oh, that one stuck a little bit. Yeah, so they are sometimes better on parchment because they do sometimes, because of the cheese, stick to the tin foil. And I see Carrie saying he wants sausage balls. Oh, he wants to have that garden, I don't know how to properly say it, that the Two Crazy Ketos have. Yeah, me too, but I cannot afford that. And, I mean, I looked at the prices and I almost had some heart failure, so I won't be having one of those. It would be nice. It would be nice for sure, but I definitely am not going to be able to pay for one anytime in the near future. So, anyways, I'm just playing with these balls. But so there we go. This will be probably fry off some eggs and have a bunch with breakfast tomorrow. So they'll be all good to go. But I'll have to remember next time I'm going to a party. What a great appetizer. So let's see. And they're still screeching hot. Ooh, all that steam. They're perfect. So I'll have to, I'm going to try and eat some, but I also don't want to sear my mouth. Oh, that's too much barbecue sauce. I have to put it on the other one. So I did not say I was going to be a delicate eater this evening, that's for sure. So, manners schmanners, am I right? Renee says, seems like I should be doing a sweaty balls skit right about now. That was so funny. Oh, and so inappropriate, but absolutely hilarious. They're really good. I actually think they're better than the original recipes with the flour in it. So, if only I had known that they could taste better. But, so, yeah, really good. So, there you go. Dust off your party recipes. They'd actually even be nice because even when they're like room temperature, they taste pretty good. So, you can take them to like your family picnics and stuff, and they'll hold up just fine. They will also sub in as meatballs if you want to do a light barbecue sauce and roll them in it and then throw them in the crock pot. The only thing you got to watch with that is that they can burn on the bottom. So if you have a crock pot that gets too hot on the bottom, they will caramelize. So you might need to periodically pour like a little bit of broth down in the bottom. People always say water, throw some water in the bottom. Don't throw water in there. That makes everything taste boring. Use broth, and that will work. Oh, exchange student too. What? You saw sausage burgers in the store today. I don't normally make like a whole sausage burger, but that sounds pretty tasty. Really indulgent, that's for sure. So, all right, guys. Oh, I was still telling you about the convention, wasn't I? I just, like I said, I'm tired, so phew, got completely derailed. Yeah, so the convention, we had that. We partied with our friends in the evening and spent a good time together. Uh, we went to several panels on a multitude of subjects. Some of my OhioCon friends were volunteering for MarCon, so I got to see some of them as well, and that was delightful. I'm always excited when I get to see them. So let me see. We went out to eat at the place. Well, we go to at every convention that's downtown Columbus. We go to a restaurant called Barley's, and this time I was talking to the manager because I'm looking for a project to partner with them for during OhioCon. So I talked with the manager. All of that was great. So, and Ray says sausage burger with some white pepper gravy over some keto chow drop biscuits. Oh, now you're talking. That does sound delicious. Um, I feel like I'm forgetting things with it, but yeah. So, anyways, watch this space for future upcoming cosplays that are going to happen as a result of some of the meetings we've had with our cosplay guild over this sci-fi weekend. So. Oh yeah, the breakfast sandwich using the sausage burger with an egg. That does sound good. Nice. All right, guys, I'm gonna go because I can tell that my conversation skills have taken a dive, and quite frankly, I think that I will eat my little snack here, and I'm going to bed. Even with my coffee, and I know I didn't get very far in it, but I will drink it. Even with the coffee, though, man, I am not long for this world. I know it's only 7:30. It's been a busy weekend, and I will tell you that each night I stayed up till like midnight, which, as most of you know, I am not a midnight person. So my sleep schedule is all completely off. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining me tonight. And you are all killing it, and I just think you're the bee's knees. So keep at it. Bye, friends.